So here was my purchase right here. Yesterday I went online, Amazon. I have a Prime account, so which has totally been worth it. And Amazon offers same day shipping and no extra cost. It was free shipping, and they delivered the same day. I ordered on the 30th, and it showed up on the 30th. Crazy. So I ordered a rear sight pusher tool and the front sight tool for the Glock, and my total was $57.78, and pretty awesome. I ordered it in the morning before work, and I think it showed up at 6:30 or 7:30 p.m. Yesterday, the same exact day. No extra shipping costs. So pretty neat. I got the items here, and I'm gonna use them to install the sights on this gun. I'm going to be installing True Glow fiber optic hybrid night sights, tritium night sights on a Gen 4 Glock 19. Here are the tools I'm going to be using: 14mm wrench, some Permatex red Loctite, the True Glow front insulation tool for Glock, and the universal sight pusher that I picked up from Amazon. Pretty basic stuff here. So what you want to do is get that little stud in the center lined up with your sights. I put the little Velcro strips here and here so it wouldn't mar the slide. Just tighten this up. That's done. Now I'm just going to get this nut here, tighten it up, and it should push the sights off from left to right. So I do this, reaching over. Very, very easy. Very little pressure at all. And I was nervous because there is a pretty decent gap from the base of the sight to the very bottom of the stud there of this sight pusher tool. And I was going to get this all the way down so I can have more torque on it, but it is just coming off super easily. So oops. Sorry to pull out a frame like that. Thought it was pushed enough. That's it. Nothing to it. Awesome. Took about 1 minute. Now I'm going to pull the other sights out and install them in. So here is the new rear sight. And you got a little cap screw in there, a little Allen screw in there. You want to make sure it's not protruding because you're going to tighten the top of that once you have it installed. So I'm just going to set it in here. I push the old sights off from left to right. These ones are going to slide on from right to left. And we're just going to push them on until they're centered with that line. As you can see, this is going to cover the line, so I'm going to have to draw a line in the very center and then line it up between the two dots. You can eyeball it. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure once you get the sight on, you'll be able to see if it's off or if you've gone too far. But let's go ahead and start pushing these sights on. So now I got the sights on and they're starting to get pushed on. Still extremely easy. I don't want to go too far. I'm going to stop this camera and finish the rest of the process with all this junk in front of me. So there is the rear sight installed perfectly. You can see down the top here, it's the same on both sides. And now that it's lined up perfectly, now I just gotta tighten that little set screw in the center. I'm probably gonna remove this, put a little dot of red Loctite, and then clamp it down. There's a little set screw. You can see there's a little bit of red Loctite on there. We just want to make sure we get some on the threads. Very small amount is all you need when it comes to Loctite. A little bit goes a very long way. And we're going to reinstall this little screw if I don't lose it here. And now that it's sitting down on the slide, swap this tool out, and we're just going to do about that much. Not very tight at all. The Loctite will do its job. I just did about I don't know, 1/8 of a turn. Not very much of a turn at all. And there you go, rear sights installed. Let's go to the front. To remove these sights here, just take my True Glow front sight tool. All it is a 3/16, so whatever size that is. Stick it on that. A regular one won't fit because you don't have enough shoulder right there. What happens is the tool needs to be very thin and specific to reach inside the hole there. So got it in. There you go. Pretty easy. Not very hard at all. We're going to remove this screw, and then we're going to replace it with a new one, the one that comes with this system here. So that's that. Let me dump this out. Front sight sits right there. So remove that. There you go. Front sight out. Now I'm going to install my new True Glow front sight here, and it comes in this little tiny bag. Used with Gen 4 Glocks only. So there's a little nut, what do you want to call it, that goes in the back side. And I'm going to install that right now with a little bit of red Loctite. So instead of putting Loctite all over the threads of that bolt, I think it'd be a little bit easier for me just to try to get a little tiny bit of red Loctite inside this hole. A little bit goes a long way, so if I put too much, I'll have to remove some. There you go. I filled the hole up. That is going to be too much. So there we go. That's probably a little too much, but it shouldn't have any major effects there. I'm going to clean this surface off here on the bottom, so whatever's in that hole will squeeze out slightly, and that should keep my front sight locked in. So now, just going to stab that front sight in the hole. Give me a second, this is a little bit of a delicate process. It only goes in one way. And there we go. It's in. Make sure it's lined up straight. And we'll put the little bolt on the bottom. So there we go. Got it started. Really can't fold it right or left. It's a slotted there's a slot in there that's cut out and slotted, so you really can't get a bad front sight install unless you really try. Loctite's right in there. I'm going to put this on there and tighten the heck out of it. And that's about all I needed right there. It's not very tight, but it's as tight as I can get it with a little hand tool. And there you go. Front sight's installed. I'm going to try to dim this light. There you are. Pretty darn neat. Didn't take very long. Took about half an hour, but that's also because I'm making the video as well. So now it's done. Now I can make sure my buddy gets it today at work.